Hello, welcome to another one of my videos, and today we're doing my absolute favorite video to do every month, and that is my tarot TBR game. Basically the way it works is that I have a tarot deck. Usually I'll roll. I have two tarot decks, so I'll flip a coin for which one I use. Each of these tarot decks has a spreadsheet linked to it. I will link the one down below of the tarot deck that I end up using for this month's game. Each card has its own prompt or a specific book link to the card or an extra little mini game to play. I will do 4 draws in total plus a spin of my either yes wheel or no wheel, depending on whether I succeeded in finishing the books picked out in the TBR game of the month or if I didn't. So let's get into the books that I had picked out for last month, for September. I'm happy to say that I completed my TBR for September. So first, let's start off with the spin pick. So my yes wheel, because I succeeded in August. The August TBR was a success. So I spun my yes wheel, which was pick any book, and I picked The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. I actually ended up reading this as an audiobook, and I thought it was phenomenal. More thoughts on that will come out in my wrap-up. Then I got the paperback tarot card, so I just had to pick a paperback book, and since most of my books were paperback books, that basically meant I could pick anything I wanted, and I decided to read Later by Stephen King, which I completed, and I did a secret vlog for it, so if you want to check that out, go ahead, I'll link it up in the cards. I also got The Conductors by Nicole Glover. This one was a specific book linked to a card, so there was no real prompt for this. Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers was a contemporary romance prompt. I ended up DNFing this one. Again, I'll talk about it more in my wrap-up. And the final one, which I'm still in the process of reading, but I'm a little less than halfway through it. I still have like a week. So I'm going to finish it, which is why I'm considering this as I completed my September TBR. It is The Last Watch by J.S. Dews, or Deweys, I don't know how to say that. And this one was the prompt of a ship. This month I'm going to have to be a little more careful with my book selection, because something that I want to do for the month of October is I want to participate in the Queens of Horror book club, which is an Instagram page, and they selected 4 books that they are essentially picking for the book club for October to do the hashtag witch bitch fall y'all tag, I guess, and I want to participate in it. I'll put a picture up here of the books for that book club, and you'll see the name of the Instagram page or whatever, and you can follow them if you want. So I want to read as many as I can. Of course, you don't have to read all 4, but I would like to try and read all 4, so I'm going to try my best to either get the cards where those books are linked to those cards and just pull that book and be like, yay, or to, if I get a prompt that can fit into it, I'm going to try and do that. So yes, October is going to be my chance to try and read as much horror and like psychological thrillers and just disturbing books, because I've discovered that I enjoy them quite a bit and it's kind of the season for them. So let's get into it. First, I will spin my yes wheel. So because I succeeded with because I succeeded with my September TBR, Tarot TBR game picks, whatever, I am going to spin my yes wheel. I have 4 options on it. It's remove a +1, so if I get a +1 card draw, or I pull another card that's the same card that adds another spread, or I can remove any book. Like if I don't like a book, I can pick a short book, and last time it was I could pick any book. Yeah, we'll just keep it at that. All right, so I'm going to spin this and we shall see what happens. Let me hold this up because I don't have fancy stuff to do this. Take your time. Okay. Remove any book. Cool. All right, so that means that if I get a card that I like don't really want, I can remove that book. It gives me essentially a chance to like not read a book or if I don't feel like that's a priority for the month, I can do that. So that's pretty nice because I have a feeling I'm going to get prompts that I don't really want to do, like a contemporary romance, for example. I would have liked to not read that. Now we are going to flip a coin. This never goes well. We're going to flip a coin to pick the tarot deck. One of my tarot decks is Hush Tarot. The other one is Vox Arcana. Again, there's no huge difference other than the fact that the cards look different and the spreadsheet has like, the prompts are just kind of switched around on the cards. Other than that, nothing really that different. So we'll say heads, Vox, tails, Hush. Let's do that. Heads, Vox. Just remember that. This is going to go so poorly. Oh, shit. It landed on tails. So, Hush. All right. Yeah, let's go. All right, so first card that I drew is the Two of Pentacles, which is a low expectation book. Now, this prompt is actually kind of hard for me because I don't particularly put any kind of expectation on books. Even if they're like super hyped and I'm very excited for them. I mean, yeah, I guess I do have high expectation books, but I never really have low expectation books. But I will say that one of the 4 books in the Queens of Horror Book Club selection for October, there is one that I saw as being described as historical and feminist. And I will say this, historical books tend to be a hit or miss for me, and feminist books tend to be a hit or miss for me too. The reason for that is because sometimes feminist literature can come off a little strong and be a little aggressive. Plus, I've also seen some reviews for it that aren't really great, so I guess I have low expectations for it. So for the Two of Pentacles, I will be reading I Tituba by, I had to write it down, Maurice Gondy. I think she's French. I don't know. Maybe it's a French book. I don't own this book. Actually, I only own one of the 4 books from the Queens of Horror Book Club selection, so I will try and borrow it from my library. Hopefully, I mean, they know they have it. I just hope that, like, not a whole bunch of people are going to be borrowing it. So we'll see how that goes. Next draw. Second draw, I got the Knight of Pentacles, which is a standalone. Easy. I could pick any of the 4 books for the Queens of Horror Book Club. Except for, I think, The Year of the Witching. I think that one might be a series. I don't know. The problem is that I feel like this is so easy to fit one of the books, and then I'm going to struggle. But I'm going to say that for this card, I am going to pick Hex. Hex by Thomas Old Huvelt? I don't know. So that will be my next book, Hex. I'm actually very excited to read that one because I've heard that it's very like small town vibes, but very oppressive because there's like a lockdown and there's something about witches. Anyways, that's book number 2. Okay, so this is actually really fun. I got the Judgment card, and on this card is a little mini game, I guess, which is casting stones. So the way this one works is that I'm going to throw a bunch of these different rocks that I have, and whichever one gets closest to my teacup is going to be the rock that I'm going to try and find a book that I can compare it to. This can literally be anything, like it can be the color, it can be the shape of the rock, it can be whatever. I'm a very like feel it out type of person, so I don't know how this is gonna go. This is the first time that I'm doing this. It was just an idea that I had of doing. So yeah, I'm going to cast these stones now. It's going to be loud. I feel like I'm gonna break something, but here we go. Okay, so the sodalite stone is the one that came closest to my mug. I think it's sodalite. Hold on. Okay, so yes, this is the sodalite stone, and it is apparently also known as a stone of logic. Stimulates the pineal gland and helps us decipher messages. If you have a profession that requires you to be indoors, place a sodalite on your desk to draw in the healing energy of Mother Earth. This stone can be positioned near electronic devices to absorb electromagnetic frequencies. Oh, okay. It's beneficial for those who suffer from panic attacks or fear of working in groups. That's pretty interesting. So now I'm going to try and find a book that resonates with this rock some way or another. Let's go do that. All right, so that actually took like no time at all, because when I stood up and I looked at my bookshelf, the first book that like I looked at and that kind of reminds me of this rock with like the blue and the white and like all the yellowish colors is The Library of the Dead by T.L. Huchu. I actually recently got this one in a unboxing video, which I will also link in the cards if you would like to see that. So, and I really do want to read it. I've been wanting to read it for a little while now, before it even got released. So there we go. I'm gonna add it to my stack. I got the Judgment card again. This is the first time I've had a repeat card doing the system that I've been doing, because there's so many cards. Like what are the chances that you'll get a double? So this means I need to add another draw, and I'm gonna cast stones again, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I have one stone that went haywire, just flew off the table. And then I have this, which technically is not really a stone. I think it's a shell. I don't know. I've had it for like years, since I was like 5, I think. But it looks really pretty. It's got like a nice little swirl on it. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this one because this guy just flew off the table. It doesn't count. But I do think this one got closest. It was very close with my, I don't even know what this is called anymore, but it's basically like the same kind of like prehistoric like knives, how they would break off pieces. These two are very close, but I'm going to say this one was the closest. So let's find a book for this. So I'm kind of hesitating between two books. Initially, I saw Notes from the Burning Age, and like the color kind of fits, but A Lesson in Vengeance was right next to it, and when I picked it up, like it's got these vines that are swirling in it, and I don't know. I keep like, you probably can't see it, but I keep spinning the rock on it, and it's doing this really cool like spinning thing. I hate to be that person who's just like, it's gotta be the book that's part of the challenge I'm trying to do or the book club I'm trying to do. But I do feel like this one just fits better with this book. Despite the colors not quite being the same other than the font, it's got swirls in the cover and it's just, I feel like these two go together, okay? So, A Lesson in Vengeance It Shall Be by Victoria Lee. All right, time for draw number 5 now because I did get the Judgment card repeat. Okay, so for my 5th and final draw, I got the Queen of Cups card, which is a book box pick. So just any book that I received in a subscription box. I could do the Library of the Dead because I got that in a subscription box. Unfortunately, The Year of the Witching, which is the last book in the Queens of Horror book club that I would like to fit in somehow, I did not receive that copy at all in a book box. So what I'm going to do, I have a lot of spooky books, or at least like thriller-esque books that I received in book boxes, and there are quite a few that I want to get to. So I just have to pick one. I'm gonna pick one. I'll be right back. All right, I'm going to pick Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. I got this as a book of the month box. I don't remember when anymore. July. It's written right there. I got it in July. This is, I believe, a thriller, and I heard a lot of really good things about this one. So yes, I will add this one. All right, so on top of the Queens of Horror book club books for October and the 2 other books that I have now added onto my TBR, I also have my monthly library book club book, which is the Hollow Places by Kingfisher, T. Kingfisher. So I have quite a few books to read this month. I feel like this is a little ambitious, but here we go. These are all the books that I intend to read in the month of October. Let me know if there are any of these that you've already read or that you also intend to read in October. Comment down below if you have any favorites or any that you are particularly interested in seeing me read. Also, as usual, every month I do put up a bunch of polls on my Patreon. If you would like to vote for one of these books to be featured as my special vlog book, as my secret vlog book, go ahead and check that out and you can vote for that there. Otherwise, that's it for my monthly TBR game. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and yeah, I hope I'm gonna be able to get through all this. I have a feeling that I probably won't, that I'm very ambitious, but that's fine. It's okay. I will see y'all next time. Thank you for hanging out. Bye.